13 years, Paul Velez was the friendliest face at UNLV. As a member of campus police, he was a detective, information officer, and served as protection for the UNLV football and basketball teams. He brought that sense of duty from his 20-year tenure with the NYPD. He also carries around a memory that connects us all. This summer, Paul Velez retired after 33 years of being a policeman. He earned the opportunity to bask in Southern Nevada sunshine, especially after his work on the darkest day in American history.
Lower Manhattan was just a giant dust cloud. So as we were coming into the ferry terminal, we couldn't see anything.
On the morning of September 11th, the world stared terrified at its TV. Officer Paul Velez put on his uniform and blindly walked into catastrophe.
The pile, as it became known, just trying to find people. It was just long lines of cops and firemen filling up buckets and just passing them down to get rubble out.
What we romanticize as heroism, Paul and his colleagues saw with watery eyes as hysteria and kept going.
One of the most haunting sounds as we were on that pile for hours was people were calling and still trying to get in touch with their loved ones, and their cell phones were still operating. So you heard cell phones going off and constant beeping of the firefighters' rescue beacons were going off that were trapped and deceased under there.
In a city of 18 million people, the terrorist attacks hit hardest at home. One Velez's son as a cop and the other as a firefighter.
So we head down to the ferry terminal to get deployed to Manhattan, and we're online waiting to get in, and I look over to my right, and there's my brother getting on another boat. I still get choked up thinking about it. And I couldn't believe it, and we ran over to each other, and, we were hugging, hey, be careful, don't become a hero, get home alive.
After working 30 straight hours, a New York tough guy has never been so happy to see his brother.
You come through the door, and there's my mom, and she's hugging me and crying, and I'm like, I don't know where Sal is. She points in the living room, and he's sleeping on the couch.
The attack on 9/11 wasn't just one day, or 1 week, or one tragedy.
In the months to come, it was just funeral after funeral after funeral.
This policeman lives every day with what he hopes no one else has to see.
You don't want it to become just another, show on the History Channel.
Paul Velez is retired with his beautiful wife in Las Vegas. But in the fall of 2001, he worked 12-hour shifts for 6 straight weeks in the haze of hell. He reminds us of a broken city and united nation. May we never forget.
An amazing story. Absolutely. We'll see you at 11.